Okay, family, this is part 3. I am on reading from How to Love. Ich Nacht Ha. Watering the flower in a friend. And I hope through this that I can achieve that through sharing this. Watering the flower in a friend. One day, I was giving a talk at our practice center in France. Of course, the author is speaking. 2 of the people in attendance were a couple from Bordeaux who visit our center on occasion. The woman was sitting in the front of the audience, and she was crying from the beginning of the talk to the end. After the talk, I went to her husband and told him, "Dear friend, your flower needs some water." He understood right away. After lunch, they drove home through the countryside, and he spent that hour and a half letting her know all the things he appreciated about her. And this works both ways. When they arrived home, their children were surprised to see their mother and father so joyful. Transformation can happen very quickly. Elephant never forgets to water the garden. Book is awesome. Ooh, I didn't read this one before. Hugging. In 1966, a friend took me to the Atlanta airport. When we were saying goodbye, she asked, "Is it all right to hug a Buddhist monk?" In my country, we're not used to expressing ourselves that way. But I thought, I'm a Zen teacher. It should be no problem for me to do that. So I said, why not? And she hugged me. But I was quite stiff. On the plane, I decided that if I wanted to work with friends in the West, I would have to learn the culture of the West. So I invented hugging meditation. Hugging meditation is a combination of East and West, blending, cooperation. According to the practice, you have to really hug the person you are holding. You have to make him or her feel real in your arms. Not just for the sake of appearances, patting him on the back to pretend you are there, but breathing consciously and hugging with all your body, spirit, and heart. Hugging meditation is a practice of mindfulness. Breathing in, I know my dear one is in my arms, alive. Breathing out, she or he is so precious to me. If you breathe deeply like that, holding the person you love, the energy of your care and appreciation will penetrate into that person, and she or he will be nourished and bloom like a flower. And I can speak from experience, so will you. One thing you can do at the end of it, and we all sometimes do that patting on the back when we let go. And I have a friend who had said one time, "Don't pat me on the back, I ain't no dog." You don't realize that that is a form of, okay, I'm finished. When the embrace and the true embrace doesn't fear the letting go or even the embrace itself, it happens. And we exchange. And then we step back and look in one another's eyes and feel whatever is there. Don't look from side to side. Just look and allow each other inside with compassion, with understanding, and with no judgment. Just let it happen. Okay, that took 6. So body and mind. Body and mind are not two separate entities. What happens in the body will have an effect on the mind and vice versa. Mind relies on the body to manifest, and body relies on the mind in order to be alive. In order to be possible, when you love someone, you have to respect her or him, not only his or her mind, but also his or her body. You respect your own body, and you respect his or her body. Your body is you, not the other person. Their body is them, not you. I just added that. You can see it. Your body is your mind. The other person's mind and body are also connected. Respect, respect, respect. Body and mind. Spiritual practice. Spirituality doesn't mean a blind belief in a spiritual teaching. Spiritual practice, Spirituality is a practice that brings relief, communication, and transformation. Everyone needs a spiritual dimension in life. Everyone. Without a spiritual dimension, it's very challenging to be with the daily difficulties we all encounter. With a spiritual practice, you're no longer afraid or in fear. Along with your physical body, you have a spiritual body. The practices of breathing, walking, concentration, and understanding can help you greatly in dealing with your emotions, in listening to and embracing your suffering, and in helping you to recognize and embrace the suffering of another person. If we have this capacity, then we can develop a real and lasting spiritual intimacy with ourselves and with others. Spiritual practice. Three kinds of intimacy. There are three kinds of intimacy: physical, emotional, and spiritual. This will be the last one for this segment. These three should go together. Every one of us is seeking emotional intimacy. Every one of us is seeking emotional intimacy. Every one of us is seeking emotional intimacy. We want to have real communication, mutual understanding, and communion. Two cannot walk together unless they agree. Hallelujah. We want to be in harmony with someone, not in competition. Competition is not love. When an intimate relationship contains all three elements, then physical intimacy is more meaningful and can be very healthy and healing. The opposite is it will be very destructive and non-healing, festering, hate, fear, and non-positivity. It's negative. So, meditate on that. Three kinds of intimacy. Put it into practice. Let us put it into practice. Blessings and abundance and all good things. I went 2 minutes over, so that's okay. Love you all. Peace.